That's right. You want to go ahead and join the live? I'll drop the chat in right now. Phone number's there. Gracias for tuning in Sunday night. Live on Chicano Tube every single Sunday night. I appreciate the gente, everyone that's tapping in right after the big game. It is what it is, all right? I'm going to throw chingazos over that game. I'm going to drop the link right now. I can see the comment section. People with the gente. That's right. You see it right there in the banner, 831-205-1735. Gracias to all the raza that's tuning in on Sunday night. It's live on Chicano Tube. Let's talk about it. It's going to be a good conversation. Most importantly, I'll drop that link. As people are coming in the comment section. Let me get the comment going right now. That's right. Short that's in the casa. He says, game over. Hit the like. Or hit the live. Maybe he meant to say hit the live. It is what it is. We're at home. And football's interesting. So I actually think I just have some subscribers that just follow me just for the highlights, huh? Keep it real. Put a hand up emoji in the comment section. You just follow me for the highlights of football. On IG. That's right. That's right. Ruben Sanchez says, where's everybody at? Trickling in. Whether you're listening live or you're listening on the replay, do your boy that big three, though. The big three doesn't change. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. When you hit the bell, don't forget to hit the all button, por favor. I'm trying not to miss any comments. That's what I'm going to do right here. Chicago Dumbs in the house. That's right. I see you, my boy. HD, Gnarly Vato. Showtime, he says. Gnarly Vato says showtime. Drop the link right now. That's right. D-Dog's in the house. It's Sunday night, cabron. Let me go ahead and drop the link in right now. That was probably a long intro, huh? I just wanted to hear the intro. Hit the like if you like that new intro that we got every single Sunday night. So for sure, you already know what we do. We got 3 shows. We got Wednesday night, Friday night, and Sunday night. Just in case you didn't know, I am going to go ahead and possibly just put an itinerary together so you at least know the schedule of the shows to look forward to. I guess, of course, that should be proper if we did that, right? And so tonight we're going to talk about anyone that wants to join in the conversation. We could do it tonight, or else we're just running it no matter what. I'll tell you that. We're going to run one tonight. And I guess we'll start off with football. We'll get football out of the way because some people are hanging. Prescott sitting on the bench, gold chain hanging down, and the memes probably all over the internet. It would be to the loser if San Fran lost. It would be to him too. That dude would be made a meme. No one is un-meme worthy. So everyone will get made a meme. Don't forget to hit that like. I'll drop the link in the comment section after I go through some of these comments, though. That's right. C Dog G Sierra, I appreciated the intro, though. She said, "Yeah, that's a good one. I know that's one of my favorite intros. I guess recently, when I found that one when I wanted to post a video and attach it to the video with Pastor David Rocha, and I said, you know what, the intro. That's the intro. It just comes like that. In its due time, right? Julio Solorio says, órale, Big Mike. I appreciate you, cabrón. ¿Qué onda contigo? I'm opening up the phone lines tonight. It's open live, so people are going to want to jump in. And when they jump in, they might, end up throwing missiles or who knows what happens. Here, I call the comment section, I call it YouTubelandia. It's the wild. It goes like the wild, wild west. And I got thick skin. I'll let you know right now. I got thick skin. But the only thing I do take offense to is don't be going after my guests. Don't be going after. That's why, if you didn't notice, I wrench up pretty much the ladies all the day oneers, all the ladies in the comment section, because when they come over here, they feel one respected. Number one, respected. Now, so I'm not gonna say the channel. Someone sent me a clip. Here we go, getting in the cheeseman tube. Now it's time for cheeseman tube. It wasn't too hot today. It was actually only close to 80. I'll take it. I'll take upper 70s all day long. Someone sent me a clip, and it was 3 guys, and there was 1 female, 1 lady, and the 3 guys were making like a sex playing joke. Straight up. Talking about genitals, private parts, sex playing, all that stuff, and the lady looking like she wishes she can get the hell. That's bad. My bad. Let me go ahead and hook up the line. I didn't even get the shout out line open up. There it is. But anyway, someone sent me a clip, 3 guys, and they're talking about this, they're talking about that. To each his own. I guess some people, the boys or locker room talk or whatever they want to call it, right? But period, point blank is this. If there's a lady in the room, if there's a female in the room, and you want to go ahead and talk about things that are pertaining to genitalia, touching this, touching that, and the ladies, that's highly, highly disrespectful. One, it's uncomfortable as hell to the ladies. I can't even believe I seen that clip. I was like, whoa. Some people just let loose, I guess. I guess some people just let loose. But you're not going to find that here. Here, the ladies feel well respected, protected. I can't control the comments. It's like the Wild West, of course. You know that. So don't blame me for that, all right? You guys, I'll go ahead and drop the link. My bad. Machete's in the casa. That's right, my boy. Send mine's in full blast. I forget. I can highlight comments on this one. I send mine's in full blast to all showing support to the channel. Smash that like on your way in and on your way out. Well, I appreciate you, my boy. I seen the latest IG. And ¿qué estabas haciendo, güey? You moving 2 of the choppers? No. When you were doing the pajarete, my boy, that one took me back to Jalisco. To grandpa's rancho in Jalisco. It's about an hour south of the airport, San Jose de Gracia, Jalisco. An hour south of Guadalajara. They don't know how let me tell you what pajarete is, gente. Maybe the people don't know pajarete is. It's fresh milk. It really is. It's just fresh milk. So who would say, oh, no, I'm not into fresh milk? I mean, tendrías que ser un pendejo if you didn't like fresh milk.
Call from
Roger.
Now, the thing they do with fresh milk, the thing they do with pajarete is they mix it with alcohol and Nestle Quick, the powder Nestle Quick. Roger, you're on the line Sunday night. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, let me ask you a question, bro. Like, why do all the California Hispanics, why do they keep voting liberal? Is it because of all the WIC money they get, or why?
Okay, now that's a long, that question has a long answer, cabron. But you want to give it a short answer?
No, I don't. And the other thing, dude, let me ask you a question. So, why do you think that all of a sudden this thing happened with Israel and now this, because we're trying to get away from Ukraine, we know that Ukraine failed and there's a new war starting in the horizon. So, what's up with that?
See, I'm going to forget the second question about Israel, but let me at least start on the California liberal raza voting blue. Can I start on that? Let me start on that. Are you going to hang on the line or you're off the line?
No, I'm here, bro.
Okay, perfect. So I would say the main element behind raza doing anything we do is, well, one, we're not too much of an outspoken people. We kind of hold a lot of shit in and we're not too outspoken. That factor in our personality traits that are natural, very natural personality traits, on top of being gullible. A lot of us, not all of us, a lot of are gullible to the point where we're just going to watch 2 or 3 major TV stations because that's all they give us, 2 or 3 major radio stations, and that's all we're ever going to hear all day long is going to be the soundtracks of our lives. The video playing from 2 or 3 major TV stations, and it's a brainwash. It's a complete brainwash. So you'll see someone that has an American flag, and immediately some of the gente, not all, will say racista. But do you see how they don't see how that is basically just getting programmed from them, from TV and from radio? So it's a longer answer, Roger. But in short, that's why most people will also lean and vote with anyone with the Mexican last name. They'll go from the
Yeah,
ballot instead of knowing who's for the people, who's voting for right and wrong, who's allocating, who's behind what measure, bill, stance, position, whatever you want to say. And instead of that, they'll just gravitate to, oh, you know what, Lopez. Let me vote for Lopez and Lopez. And Lopez is the most leftist Lopez that is one of the ones that just passed the bill that just passed California, that now 12-year-olds and up can request to check into a shelter if the parents don't agree with their identity.
makes sense. So my final question, getting away from politics, something going into, so what do you think about Boxer, the former San Francisco Mission gangster, one of the heads of the Nuestra Familia, being on Vlad TV? Do you think that's positive or negative for the Hispanic community?
See, that's a very direct question, because you're saying toward the Hispanic community. This is how I see that. I see as everyone having the trademark, the copyright, the registry to their story and being entitled to tell their story. Now,
No,
when
absolutely, I agree. Right.
and when some
But
people
I'm saying,
ask me, some people, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Roger, but some people, what they do is they'll try to call me and ask me setup questions, like trap questions, like, hey, do you F with this guy? Do you fuck with that guy? And sometimes I have to be honest and say no comment. If the guy's like a leper and I don't even want him 1,000 miles close to my channel, then I'll just have to say no comment. But yeah, with that individual, I actually had a relative that was an Operation Black Widow. A lot of people know, well, mostly in the members only, and he was the one that was running Operation Black Widow. So firsthand information, I do know. Do I ever talk about that? Hell no, because I tell you what, a lot of people talk about prison and death, and they make it seem like it's fancy. And going to prison is actually some of the biggest loser shit you'll ever do in your life.
absolutely, yeah, I agree. All right, man. Well, listen, thank you for taking my questions, bro. I love your show and keep bumping, man.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Thank
Another
you.
Roger. Roger on a Sunday night checking in right here. No questions are off limits. We answer all the questions. All right. Let's go back in there. 831-205-1735. Did I drop the link? I think I dropped the link. I might have not. Oh, that's right. Farmero just said B23 500. 500. He says, saludos, Mikey, stopping by. I said mine, so I appreciate you, my boy. That's one of my day wonders right there, Farmero. We go way back, like hubcaps on Cadillacs. It was 1997, 98. For sure, it had to be that. 97, 98. We go way back before they put that pinchy barbed wire up. Way. Oh, I missed a lot of comments, man. I missed a lot. I'm gonna have to go to the bottom. Let me go to the newest comments now, because I was trying to go one by one, but I always tell the executive producer, the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife, that I can't hit them all. They go that sometimes fast. But anyways, let me go ahead. That's right. I appreciate you kicking it with Bean Locust in the house. That's one of my carnales right there. One of my, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. Kicking it with Bean Loke. I send mine's my boy doing that grown man shit. Break time, chapping in. Or you off today? I'm not sure. I'll see you real soon. I gotta go look at some duplexes out in Modesto and in Stockton for a client of mine. And so I got to go look at them, because sometimes these pictures, they be having these little fourplexes. I'll tell you some of the best real estate investment states, gente. I'm going to give it to you straight from people that even the wifey too, when she wants to learn things, it costs money to make money. You drop 2 or 3 racks to learn from certain people what the moves are, right? It ain't no thing. It's called, it takes money to get money. Wisconsin, Kentucky are 2 right off the top of the biggest investment states, still holding strong in this market. That means after you go and request the financials, and then verify them, you'll see the greatest returns are coming right now from Wisconsin and they're coming from Kentucky. So don't think you see interest rates. What they're saying, oh, they're high, historic highs. They're not historic highs. Lying to the people. 100% bold face, lying to the people. What do I say? If I'm lying, I'm dying. Lying to the people. Where these are just cycles of real estate. Yeah, they could be 10, 20, 30-year cycles, but that the interest rate hits 7, then goes down to 3, and then fluctuates in the middle, and all this adjusting to the economic system is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. That's right. I see you, my boy. G Sierra. That's right. We already moved past the Dallas game. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Dia de Muertos that's here. Let's talk about todas las flores bonitas anaranjadas from the culture that are really, really being um, sold right now by todas las floristas, the ladies. Man, here comes the last wave of heat. If right now is not a time to make memories, I don't know what is. And what I mean make memories is como yo. Hoy nomás estaba con los perros, encaminándolos and doing and just slowing the hell down. That's what I mean by making memories. Right now is a gorgeous time in October going into November. It's some people's favorite season of the year. For me, I have to admit, because I'm a Capricorn, is January. Now, the weather's different. For sure, the weather's different.
Mikey.
Live on Chicano Tube. Can you hear me? First of all, let's see if the people can hear you. Hit a one if you can hear both of us. Mic check, wait.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure. 'Cause when I use this internet system, I like OBS, way.
Yeah.
I like OBS because you're able to see meters and do this. When I use the internet, these little internet systems, I'm not too like seeing what's going on. But what's up with you? Give me the latest. What's the cheese, man? What's happened? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to get off your chest?
Well, I mean, primarily, I mean, obviously, the big news, you know what I'm saying? Israel and Hamas and the whole Middle Eastern situation, you know?
You ain't even lying right there. Imagine being you and your family, or say the wife is at the house cooking food, waiting for the kids to come home from school. All of a sudden, over 3,000 rockets hit the city, and then you find out certain perimeters have been broken through, and some little quick snatch and grabs of hostages were happening. Right, some crazy shit happened over there, and you have to. Some people, we understand this, not everyone, but Jerusalem. If you believe in the Bible, that God's people, which some people argue, are they still God's people? Or are they not? I know some people argue that too. Is almost the center of when the sky cracks and it's over. But some people don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the Bible essentially as a prophecy that, the war in Jerusalem is pretty much when Jesus is going to come back, correct?
Man, I'm just saying. I'm just saying when the sky crack, which could be in the morning. It could be
Yeah,
tonight again
hey,
to some
yeah.
people. But this what is it called? Depravity continues on and on. Is absolutely nothing new. When you think you've heard it all, something new will come out, blow you away, or say on someone who I know you've heard this. I mean, you live in Chicago. Shit. Motherfuckers get, serial killers just do just the most mayhemish shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, everybody what was dumb is right is like Israel was completely caught off guard, right? It was the 50-year anniversary to when they were, first attacked and whatever by back in was it by the Egyptian? I think it was the Egyptians and the fucking I forgot who else it was.
You
Yeah,
got
Egypt. It was
Chicago Dumb
Egypt.
over here. Chicago Dumb called in after 3 cups of whiskey.
Nah, it was
He called in. Can you hear us though? I didn't see anyone here to
yeah,
one.
they
I just
could
want to
hear
make
us. They could
your
hear us.
audio is up.
Yeah, they're
You know how
scared.
I am. You know how I
They can
am.
hear us. No,
Okay,
50
good,
years
good.
ago, it's on a Jewish holiday, just like when they got attacked, the other day. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, it was basically Egypt and
The the feds in California do the same thing when they go after like gangs and stuff like that. They go after them the anniversary of when they started and when they celebrate this, and they do the same thing. All it is a gut punch. But that right there, okay, the first temple, the first temple that was destroyed, of course, we know after Moses and everyone went through. Now, Moses, he couldn't cross over the Jordan. Why couldn't Moses cross over the Jordan? Is because when God spoke to him and said, hey, speak to that rock twice, agarró el pinche garrote y le dio dos manotazos. Sas, sas. So just being in disobedience just shows, hey, God's going to say, you know what? You'll take him to the edge, but you're not crossing over. So they ended up doing what they kept doing, is casándose con everyone, going through the mountains and valleys, and they're just intermixing. And what do they end up doing?
Yeah.
Taking their hearts away from God. Chicago
Yeah.
Thumb don't even believe it. He's like,
I don't look at, bro. I'm
yeah,
gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be looking, bro. I'm gonna be
yes,
honest with
stay
you.
away.
I don't follow the Bible. My wife is she goes to church every Sunday. She goes sometimes twice a week. I don't go to church like that, bro. That's not to me. Yeah, it was the Yom Kippur War. Exactly. You're right, Julio.
My bad. I can't
To
even
me,
highlight the comments.
I don't quote the Bible. I don't follow the Bible to the extent that a lot of people do, and that's just because, like I said, it doesn't mean I don't believe in God or I don't believe in Jesus or the faith and everything else. It's just that,
No,
like
no,
I
you're
said,
on the hot seat now. You're not getting away right now.
I
We
don't.
got
I have
you. Let's grill them,
ADHD,
gente.
bro.
Let's
I
grill
can't
them.
sit. I can't sit in church for an hour quietly, bro. I can't. Ever since I
Let's
was a
grill
kid,
them right now, gente.
and
Let's
my
grill them.
mom would pull my fucking ear and tell me to shut the fuck up because I'm making noise in church.
No, just put a
I couldn't
pedo,
do
put a
it,
pedo.
bro.
So yeah,
I
my
couldn't do
parents
it.
said they were Catholic, but they never took me to church. But they did take me to, what's it called? The 12-year-old what's it called? That ceremony where you wear a suit and
Oh yeah, confirmation
okay,
or
yeah. You hold the
communion.
candle, you take a
Communion.
picture with a group of kids. Yeah, you hold the candle or something. I did do that.
Yeah, communion's first. I think that's like 9 or 10, and then confirmation is like 13.
Man, I only remember going to the church once. It could have been twice. It could have been
Yeah.
twice, but those are the only times I went. But anyways, I get you. And you know what? A lot of people say religion is a way to control people. They're just sets of standards. Some people say this, right? They're sets of standards. So whose sets of standard is the right standard? And if even people are having a conversation or contemplating at all in their lives, heaven or hell, statistics show the older you get in life, the more closer you are, likely you are to gravitate toward religion.
Well, yeah. I mean, essentially, that's where because in
The
those
golden
years,
years, huh?
yeah, in the golden years, exactly. Like when I do go to church with my wife, I notice that you see the elderly 80-year-olds with the white hair, and you know what I mean.
My
They're
chick
there.
said it. I think it was
They're
called catechism.
catechism. Yeah, you got to go to catechism. That's like 3 years and shit. Um, you got to do your communion first, then you got to go to and you do your
Oh,
confirmation
it's step
after.
by step. Is that how it works?
Yeah, yeah. First, you got to be
Oh, okay.
baptized.
Maybe I did go
I've done them
twice.
all. Huh?
I thought I only remember one series of going with classes and getting a certificate and pictures, but maybe I did
Yeah.
go like twice because it was one after another or something.
No, so to even go to catechism, first you have to be baptized. So your parents have to show your baptism records and all that stuff. And then once they know you're baptized, then yeah, you go to catechism and you do communion. That takes about a year. And then I think after 2 years, once you do 2 full years, is when you're able to do your confirmation, which is about 12 or 13 by the time you're 12 or 13. Did that also. So like I said,
All right.
I remember going to Sunday school and doing all that stuff, but yeah, it hasn't stuck with me or whatever. But
All right, let's
anyways,
switch gears. Let's switch gears. So you've been watching YouTube. What's been going on lately? Let's talk about it.
I mean, obviously, shit. The big news today,
The
Rojo
big
and
news. What the hell is
A-
big news?
ACP is back, right? Rojo and Flox. So, I mean, like I said, that's some big YouTube news as far as I'm concerned on the, in the world of ours. But like I said,
Damn.
we'll see where that goes. Like I said, I spoke to Rojo on YouTube, and I had a conversation with Flacco on the YouTube also. But like I said, they're gonna start off fresh and forget about the past and see where it goes. So we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. No comment.
No
Robert C
comment.
says
Yeah.
confirmation. Confirmation. Is that what it's called? Confirmation. I just
Yeah.
remember you take a picture
Confirmation.
on the steps with the rest of the kids, and then
Yeah.
boom, that's it, and you
Yeah.
go back.
Communion. I mean, yeah, communion, you're wearing like the white suit with the white shirt. And then I think confirmation, yeah, you get to wear like a tux, kind of like black and whatever else. You know what I mean? So
Stop already.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
did my confirmation. I did both. Shit.
yeah, yeah. Hey, did you see that on the Adam 22 on the no jumper Crip Mac? They had a dude from Chicago. Now that we got you on the pinche línea,
Yeah.
a guy
Famous
from
Richard.
Chicago. The name is what? These names they're a trip, man.
Famous Richard. That's his name. He's
Famous,
Richard.
famous. Okay, okay. So those are the names they're choosing nowadays. But anyways, he stands up and this little kind of like when they stand up and I guess they put their fists like against their body and they're rocking back and forth and
Yeah.
like there's invisible handcuffs on my hands.
Yeah.
Like,
The
I'm about to
shackles.
do something. Okay, Crip Mac was on the right side of him, and shout out to Crip Mac. Shout out to Crip Mac. He was on the side of him, and you seen the video.
Yeah.
He was on the side of him, and he was like, "I'll never let Cuz get on his own show." Something like
Yeah.
that, right? So
Yeah.
again, the guy stood up and was looked like he wanted to swing, but I think at this point, Adam, he's addicted, absolutely addicted to viral moments.
Yeah. I mean, you could, like I said, bro.
Addicted, where he has to egg these on, almost possibly script them because decirles, hey,
They're
I'm
all
not having a
scripted,
boring
bro.
show ever on my show, and so
Yeah.
shit's gonna happen on every single show, whether you make it, create it, or we write it.
Yeah, no, it was scripted. If you look at their body language, they're smiling as they're talking, and famous Richard tells them "fuck New Hampshire" and all that stupid shit because that's where he's from, New Hampshire, whatever. And yeah, bro, it's all skits. Like I told you before, after AD and Duno and T Rail and them left, no jumper, and I told you, tell the people who called it that they were gonna be gone. I told you. So
Lynn just brought up a comment right now. She said towards the end, they started letting community confirmation be done at the same time. I
yeah,
told you I only remember going one time.
but you
One
would know
time
if you
it
did
was
the
a
2
couple days.
years.
I want to say it was a couple days out of the week, and the certificate, bro. I didn't go no two. I don't think. Now
Yeah.
that Elin said that, because these are just registries. Again,
Well, this
the
is
Catholic
recent.
Church, the Catholic Church, so many members, so deep, people that are naturally registered as Catholic based on just who the families are registered as. They just
Yeah.
have a pool. It's already a pool of members. That if they just put these guidelines down, boom.
Yeah, no, I think what Elin's talking about is recent, like in the last 10 or 15 years, because no, when we went to school for that catechism and we're in the same age group, they didn't have that. Now you have to be now with my sons, my oldest sons, right, that live with me, they both did their communion and confirmation within the same 2-year period. So yeah, I
Fred
mean
Pinello says
essentially,
Adam 22 is worse than Vlad, and Vlad is the police.
yeah, you know what? Look at bro. People gotta understand, right? As much shit that they talk about Adam
That's really,
22,
you don't think that's kind of reaching? I mean, okay,
it
we really
is.
don't know. We really don't know the 100. We can like Reservoir Dogs. Remember Big Joe? Okay, the one that was in charge of everything. It was him, the dude that was leaking on the ground. Remember on Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah.
And the guy, Mr. Brown, said, "How do you know it was him?" But what did Big Joe said?
Oh man, it's been a while since I saw that movie, bro.
Big Joe on Reservoir Dogs said, "Because he's the only one I wasn't 100 on." That
Oh,
means
okay.
everyone, Mr. Brown, Orange, Pink, he knew all of the rest. The rest of them he knew personally. He knew the rap sheets. They had did time. He was the only one that was kind of like fucking pick him up, hacer un jale on the streets.
Yeah,
He
okay.
was the only one. He was so I could say the same thing too. I just know that the Gabacho over there, Adam 22, you get so addicted to having viral moments till you want to create viral moments, no matter how skewed it is. It could maybe to him, I don't know, but to
It's
him,
corny
possibly it
though.
could go against his principles, go against his morals. As long as this motherfucker gets viral, I think that's one of his driving things. And I
I'm gonna
draw
tell
the
you like
line.
this. Look at Mikey. And like I told you before, remember I called it in that video. I said by the end of this year, no jumper is
Big
not
dog.
gonna be the same as it is, yada yada yada, right? And I told you, all those people left, and they left. Now I'm gonna give Adam 22. By this time next year, I don't think No Jumper is gonna be on YouTube anymore because he's running out of people to assimilate and pull in, because all the Chicago guys that he pulled in, that's it, bro. All the guys that he pulled in, as far as like the black comedic gang member, rapper, actors, and whatever,
I'm gonna
that
ask you
he's
something
done them
else right
already.
now.
He's used them already. FYB, J Main, all those guys. That's their pinnacle. You understand? Adam 22
Absolutely.
is the pinnacle of their career, and that's it, pretty much.
You know what? Maybe I didn't do. Did I drop the link again?
You
It's
dropped it
what
a
is it?
couple times.
I did. I can't even
Yeah.
remember. I'm gonna ask you right now because you're living over there, and I got you out on the pinche líneas. They've ended up busing thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants
Yep.
over to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people are speaking up at the city council meetings and saying, "Shit, we don't know who they are. We can't track them. This we don't know where they came from because they really don't know anything, right?" I guess
No, no, look at.
there
I'm
was
gonna tell
no
you like this.
announcement made saying these people and here's their information. It was basically
Nah, that's
buses and
bullshit.
buses because they were actually asked, "Where do you want to go?" But I mean, of course, let's keep it real. The cities that voted to be sanctuary cities, let's keep this honest. The cities that voted to be sanctuary, that politicians had said, "Send us everyone, send them all," are the ones that the 5 or 6 options they told them to what they wanted to when they got on those Greyhounds. And then they got them on the Greyhound. So they either sent them to Chicago, they sent them to New York, they sent them to Oregon, wherever they sent them, right?
Uh,
Okay,
but
now they get there and now they're showing videos, not all of them. Of course, it just depends what pages you follow because whatever page you follow is going to push its own message and it is what it is. And it's for you to gravitate to what is you, what's your morals and values and all that shit. But what do you think about putting them up? They're saying they're going to start using public parks out there and not even
they've
let
been
you
doing
have
that.
access to the public. They're pretty much going to tent them off and do another tent city, the summer of love, or it's going to be called the fall of love in Chicago. The the
Yeah, I
fall of
mean,
love in Grand Central, or what's the biggest park out there?
well, Grant Park is the biggest park in Chicago, as far as like where they do a lot of like Grant Park is where they had the NASCAR thing. Remember I told you NASCAR was here?
Mm,
Yeah, but they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna
Of
hold
course they
them
go to
there.
Chicago. Of course you're on schedule. Way you're just a big pinchy city. But anyways, the migrants. Should that happen? Should it not happen? Do you give a shit or not?
Look at, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. For the most part, when people are saying they don't know where they're coming from. Remember 2 weeks ago I told you I was in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
I drove back, so it's a 7-hour drive from Chicago to Tennessee, where I was at. 7 hours there, 7 hours back. On the way back, we actually pulled into. You ever seen? Do you got those out there? The Love's gas stations. They're like the refill places for like the big
Yeah.
18
The
wheelers and
truck
all that.
stop.
Yeah,
The
like a
truck
truck
stop
stop.
gas
Okay.
stations.
All right. Well, yeah. There's a Love's, right? So it was on the border of like Missouri. I want to say it was Missouri. Yeah, it was Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois. There was a gas station that we went to. There's a Subway in there, right? So I'm in line. My wife's waiting because she can't
That's right,
walk because
big
she had
dog.
surgery. I'm in line. There was a Greyhound bus, right? And they had like six African American workers with the yellow vests, and they had a clipboard, and they had the whole thing. I was like, wait, what the fuck's going on? So then I go inside the Subway in the line, and there was like 12 or 15 Venezuelan immigrants with kids and everything. But it was women. It was all women with kids. So I'm in line or whatever. The Subway workers. Long story short, it was a confusion because the workers were black. The customers besides me were Hispanic, right? They were Venezuelan, so they couldn't speak English. So long story short, the bus people are like kind of getting angry. Hey, what's going on? Why is it taking so long to get their food? Blah 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 blah. Whatever. We got to get on a schedule. This and that. The third. So I asked one of the ladies. I'm like, hey, you work for the Greyhound? She's like, yeah, I work for a company where we're what do you call that? Chaperoning the migrants. I'm like, where are you going to? She said, we're going from Memphis to St. Louis. and then from St. Louis to Chicago. Some of the
Money.
some of the immigrants are actually staying in St. Louis because when you get to the border and you ask for asylum, they tell you, do you have family or friends that will take you in? And
Just so you know, T Money, just so you know, they're sending them to states that are pretty much had voted for sanctuary cities. They had voted for them. I don't know if it was to get money or to allocate money to them or whatever it was. There was only a select few amount of cities that totally went to this view. Very, very few. Okay, it's 50 states, and not every province and region, voted to be a city like
but
that.
do you know why?
But if they dropped them off in North Denver, then yeah, for sure, you just see them getting off the bus. Like, damn, it's like a bunch of bus of gente paroling, right? Like just with a bunch of garbage bags. But instead of being parolees, they actually are migrants that no one knows nothing about. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go to local hotels. They're gonna go to local Airbnbs, anywhere that could try to get housed. But there's not a system in place for them to even get a pathway. It's so long in the fucking system because we spend so much money on bullshit like Ukraine and send billions and billions and billions. Here's Chicago gonna get pinche. Ahorita se vas a enojar,
I'm
güey.
waiting. I'm gonna
I
wait
know
till
you
you
are.
finish your
So
point.
and then here's Narlivato right here. Billions of dollars going to Ukraine, but we got veterans on the streets. We got homeless problems. We got mental health problems that we can't even get enough. Imagine if we allocated all the money we spend on bullshit to the communities and now have PD respond with mental health officers and other kind of resources to the people that need this, first off. But they don't do that, and I guess they won't. Orale, Gnarly.
How you doing today?
It's Sunday night. What time is it? It's 9:47. We're gonna go maybe another half hour, 45 minutes. The conversation's good. Me and Chicago were talking about, what were we talking about, Wayne?
He ain't talking about nothing.
Oh, he came in here throwing punches. That's what he wants to talk about.
Hey,
Well, let's
hey,
keep it. This is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna talk
Bible,
one-on-one because this ain't a boxing gym. So
Hey, hold on, Mike.
But I'm gonna go ahead and lead it with the conversation that like we're going, and we could talk opinions because that's actually more valuable. I'd rather hear your opinion.
He
than
said, "I
hear
don't
a
believe in the
jab
Bible."
against someone else, to be honest. So your opinion could help someone in the comment section know. Like, let me ask Gnarly Vato what he thinks about
Shoot
the
your shot. Go
Florida
ahead.
law that
Gnarly
passed
Vato, hurry up.
condemning automatically any predator that touches, harms a child under 12 years old.
Hold on, Mikey. Let's stick with the Chicago shit real quick. I want to hear this fool's commentary.
Well, you already know. You denied it last time the bus is going in. And we see it on the news, 25 buses a day? And you won't even acknowledge it. You're there, you're seeing it.
Who said I never? I just told you I ran into a Greyhound bus in St. Louis area going to Chicago full of Venezuela. I just said that 2 minutes ago.
Bro, we can't believe that. You don't believe the Bible, we don't believe you.
I don't believe in the Bible. Mikey, did I say I don't believe in the Bible? I said I don't know scripture. I'm not gonna quote the Bible. I said I'm not gonna quote the Bible. I don't read scripture. You can't tell me to remember something that I'm not reading every day. So I'm a Catholic, and like I said, I've been baptized, communion, confirmation, married in church. So what Gnarly Pato's talking about, I have no clue. But
it's an overgeneralization. D Soul says that's right, you guys. So
we just want to hear you tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're out there.
What's the truth?
What's going on there, bro?
What's the truth?
Even when I had one El Paso, we seen the migrants. You know what I'm saying?
Who said there's not a migrant? Listen, bro. Look at see what you're doing is you're taking rhetoric and you're trying to flip it. I told you there's the reason why, and Mikey, I want to explain this to you, right? The reason why Chicago,
and then let him respond and don't cut him off. Wait, go.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm gonna be respectful because I want people to understand that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna give people the chance to speak their piece and vice versa. Chicago is a sanctuary city, not because it's a democratic city. It's a sanctuary city because in Chicago we have 1.7 million Hispanics in the Chicago Metroplex area. And that's a Google fact. You don't believe me? You can Google it yourself. 1.7 million Hispanics in the Chicagoland area. That includes Northwest Indiana. That includes the South suburbs, West suburbs, North suburbs. That includes the border up to Wisconsin. You got Waukegan. You got Elgin. You got Aurora. You got Rockford. there are multiple towns and cities in the Chicagoland area within 100 miles that have a big Hispanic community. Chicago having one of the biggest. Matter of fact, Chicago has the biggest Mexican American communities outside of Los Angeles. And I've had an argument with another friend before
No,
about
San Antonio does.
What?
San Antonio
Has what?
more Mexicans than any other state, any other city.
San Antonio beats LA?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's right. Jess is in the casa.
You got
That's
it.
right.
You
AC
got it,
Lopez
bro.
Jr., I see you, my boy.
Anyways, so like I said, the reason why Chicago is a sanctuary city, we don't receive money to be a sanctuary city. You understand? Because for one, Chicago's spending million. Bro, we don't.
This guy swears he knows all the moves behind the scenes of these
You don't.
politicians. That
So
are
explain to
más
where
crooked
the
que la
money's
chingada, and that's
coming out of the
everywhere,
city
güey.
budget.
I live
The
in one of the
money
most chueco states. I'm not attacking you. I live in one of the most chueco states.
Yeah, a liberal. You live in a liberal state. California is a liberal state, correct?
And Illinois isn't.
Illinois, yes, but remember, Illinois, Chicago is the home base for Illinois as far as revenue, tax revenue. You understand? You guys in California, you have multiple home bases.
That's
LA,
right, Graham
San
Ortega, my boy.
Francisco, San Diego.
I see
You
my
have
boy.
the whole state of California is a liberal state. Illinois is liberal only because of Chicago. You leave Chicago and the Metroland area, that's all Republican, bro. You go south, Springfield, Illinois, those counties, that's all red Republican counties, bro. So
Well, let's talk about
actuality,
Florida before. Let's switch off Chicago now. Talk about Florida. Like asked Gnarly when he came on.
Gnarly
Check
Bato
this
talk
out.
about. I
He
want to hear his
said
part.
there's what they're gonna do on a state level, which is automatically, from county to county in force, is anyone that touches a child that does an assault, an attack, and you know what I mean, on a child under 12, from 12 years old and under, automatically gets condemned, and it's the death sentence, except when you ask certain people and they say that disturbs them, that it shouldn't be. And I don't understand that ideology. I can't understand that, because that's a simple rule against touching our children. But it seems like, on the contrary, it seems like they want to emancipate them and give them what they're calling a whole new thing, which is called children rights, child rights. What do you think about that?
Kill him. Simple answer. No argument.
I could agree with him.
Okay, so we're all putting them in the gas
That's
chamber.
not even a conversation.
Now, some people say, okay, how about some Orthodox Christians, though? There's some Orthodox, and it might not be you, Chicago, or I don't even know Gnarly. It might not be him, but there's some Orthodox Christians also that say as well, condemning, that's not something we should do. It's a man-made system. It's a justice system. Gnarly, what do you think? Do you think we should still be doing gas chambers, needles, because the person killed 5 people, 10 people, maybe a series of people, like on that movie Felon? Remember the movie Felon? That was based on a true story of that guy. He was in the Corcoran shoe wars, and he sold up with the guy that took out a whole family because they assaulted his 10-year-old daughter. That's a crazy thing, but automatically you get condemned. He wasn't. I think they just gave him 100 life sentences, but because he was in the shoe. If not, he'd be on death row. Should we have a death row, or shouldn't we have a death row?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Bring back death penalty. They should, for sure.
So a syringe, quick, a gas, or
whatever it is, bro. Firing squad,
state,
hanging, syringe, gas chamber,
give
drowning.
them some raw sushi from the gas station in the heat.
Yeah, they could do that too. But like I said, as far as that conversation about the whatever touching under 12-year-olds and blah blah, just kill them, bro. Simple as that. Castrate them, kill them. That's it.
Gasman says, "What do you think, Gnarly?"
I kind of agree with him. I actually had a little homeboy. These fools probably don't believe it because they don't believe much. But this fool was on America's Most Wanted, right? And he ended up murdering some dude, sat him down and shot him back to his head. And I met him when he was 15, 16 years old. I used to try to steer him away from problems, but he ended up catching the case and they put him on death row. He was in the county for 10 years fighting his case. But it's I have compassion for him, but that was my homeboy. But what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And that was wrong what he did. So you just got to do what you got to do, you know. And we just got to. Some people got to go. You know what I mean?
It seems like it seems like then when you go to get to go to one of these boards and get requested to get out, it's then they give the opportunity also for the victims to come, and then the victim's family is always going to say the same things. Well, he's going to be out there and he's going to be free on the streets, but who's going to bring back my son? Capital punishment, I guess that's what you can call that topic. They debate it as well. Capital punishment. Some people say do it, extend it, follow through with it to what the law is, because the law is the law. And then here the quarrel is to those that have faith, and then it kind of turns into a gray area, because at the end of the day, those that have faith know we're pilgrims. We're here on a short little trip on this earth. All we need to do is the most important things: recognize him, get saved, baptized, and all these other things, and try to do as much good as we can here, acknowledging him before the sky cracks. But to each his own. To each his own. I just want to say on that one. And it goes to lead into what was happening over there in that they just talked about, that they're going to go ahead and extend the border wall another 20 miles under this administration. I guess it kind of segues into that kind of. And
they're going to start sending back the illegal immigrants that are crossing illegally asking for asylum. They're going to send them back to Venezuela, and they should.
They can't go through all those people fast enough, bro.
No,
they're packing them so much. Those detention centers down there are fucking so packed, bro. It's like they don't have no room in the building, and they're still watching them just walk by. They can't pull them in fast enough. There's no room because the country fucks up the allocating of money, and we rather put money into other shit instead of really fixing the problems. And now a lot of people believe it's just the egg on the issues. And
let me ask you an honest question, Mikey.
Really solve them. If they want to solve them with all that money, it could be solved, and we could still have remodeled schools and fixed roads and everything else that we need. But the rich are getting rich. You had Dianne Feinstein. She just passed away at 9 years old.
She had 17 mansions.
Several $30 to $40 million mansions. Several 30 to 40. I'm just saying this. Is that a 6-figure salary on an average income from a state employee?
But you got to understand.
Even giving them $250,000. I don't even mind them giving them $500,000.
What does she do in her personal life?
$1 million because they have to do a lot of work and they're public figures. But to have multiple $30-40 million mansions, what do you think? How does she make that money?
What was she before? She was whatever, a member of Congress or whatever she was.
Senator.
She's a House member, correct?
A senator.
Oh, she's like 70, 80 years deep in the Congress. Go ahead.
No, she's
70, 80 years in the Congress. Not that long, but 40, 50 years, because they don't institute what's called term limits. And why don't they? Well, we want to be in control.
They needed her to vote. You know how the dead Democrats vote.
And here in California, that seat is one of the primary seats that's being up now. So a lot of things are up for vote over here. We're putting these issues out here, and we're just talking about it. Hey, I'm going to start wrapping it up. It's going to be 10 o'clock.
Hey, can I ask Chicago one question?
Go ahead. Ask them. Go. You're on a rapid fire, straight bullets. Go ahead.
Hey, Chicago, did you vote for Trump or Biden? And what do you think? And if you did vote for Biden, what do you think about the high gas prices and the food prices? And do you regret your vote?
I voted for Biden, and the high gas prices have nothing to do with the presidency. You want to debate that? You want to debate it?
Okay, that'll be on another time because it's 10 o'clock right now. Quick. We're coming up on the week, so.
No, ask them to. I'm gonna give you the reason why.
Right.
Do you know that Donald Trump called OPEC and told them to stop producing gas? Why?
Because we had an oil pipe going.
What?
We had the pipeline in the Balkan in North Dakota coming that way.
Balkan?
The oil pipeline in North Dakota. They had the Balkan oil field. I was out there. I went and worked out there. But they're building all the way, I think, to Georgia or somewhere. I don't know.
That's not our gas, though. That's Canada owns that pipeline.
Yeah, but we're still getting a cut of it.
No, bro. Canada owns the gas, the oil, and the gas and the pipeline. All they did was route it to the refineries, and the refineries have the contracts with Canada It has nothing to do with the United States. That
But
has nothing
not
to
on
do with
that.
gas
Chicago
prices.
dumb wants to go green on everything.
Not
I don't
only
want to go
that,
green shit.
they didn't give
I'm
them no
just kidding.
I
permits.
Hey,
never
it's 10
drive an
o'clock,
electric car.
cabrones. So we're out right here. I appreciate you, Gnarly
Come
Vato
on,
Chicago. We'll pick that
Mikey.
one up on one of you guys' channels, and I'll get involved in that one. I might have to moderate it. Saludos, you guys.
For sure. Have a great night.
You
Stay
too.
safe out there.
You too.
Oh my God.
You too, my boy. I'll see you, eh?
All right,
Ándale,
Mikey.
cuídate. Okay. Boom. We got the studio up. Back in the casa. Telly Zavala says, I bought a necklace the other day. He's still talking about P Nava. I think she'll be back. I think P Nava will be back, man. You know what fucks me up is these channels that were gonna be beneficial to the people. Something people really needed to hear instead of just always cheese man and always dudes beefing and always going at each other's throats and shit like that. I think P Nava had something that was genuine and authentic, and then she took it down, put it up, took it down to. That reminds me also of Güeros Chronicles. Se me agüito también con eso. Some people sent me a clip and they said, "Oh, this channel's doing this and this channel's doing that." And I said, I can't fuck with it, man. I said, there's certain channels that you mention them and you know, motherfuckers just blacklist you. So those are the channels I can't touch with a 10-foot pole. P Nava had something positive. Güero would have had something positive too as well. But you know, it ain't gotta be a positive channel and it doesn't have to be a negative channel. It's gonna be up to you what the hell you like before you check out of this world and the sky cracks. And then we go and meet the maker, and here we are, man. It's Sunday night, you guys, live on Chicano Tube here on Chicano Street. Don't forget, Dia de Muertos Live is coming up real soon. Go to my IG story, gente. Go to my IG story. You see a picture of that. Wasn't this? That's not this year's altar. That was 2 years ago's altar. And then the one after that was even better. I got to find that photo. But then the one we're going to have for the Dia de Muertos live is going to be off the hook. You know, because here we push dos patrias. Somos mexicanos y somos americanos. That's point blank. That's period. It's not one, it's two. They call Chicanos, if you didn't know, they also call us La Raza de Oro. La Raza de Oro. It sounds funny in English. That's why I'm not going to say it, but La Raza de Oro. Because we find ourselves almost at a pinnacle where here we are between two different countries. And that's what we're pushing right here on Chicano Tube on how you can elevate yourself, get yourself to the next level, and also keep your eyes open on critical thinking and not just eat and swallow anything that gets fed your way, because 9 times out of 10 it's programming or it's bullshit. And I say this, I say let's birth critical thinkers here and question absolutely everything. No nomás lo tomen at face value, mi raza. I'm going to go ahead and reshare the live from Friday night. I was just off it today, man. I was just off it today. So give a shout out also to the wifey and my oldest daughter. I want to send traveling mercies over there. Send God's angels all around them over there. And they're in Mexico. So send all God's angels over there. And we're coming up on Dia de Muertos live. Everything is looking orange. It's beautiful because somos mexicanos. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm also, of course, I'm born here. I'm Pocho, but I'm also nationally, I'm a Mexican. I also went over there and became a dual citizen, which I recommend to a lot of people. A lot of people in my generation, gente, we're coming away from the last generation that if your parents were born in Mexico, not your children, you'll be the last generation to be able to make yourself Mexican citizens. Some people could be watching this and be like, well, why do I want to be a Mexican citizen? I'm going to keep it real with you. It's to buy property. Is to buy property on the Mexican side, and it's good. Just like you see the movie. What was the name of that movie? Shawshank Redemption. Remember Shawshank Redemption? As soon as the dude got out, he made his way over there, and it was somewhere in Mexico on the beaches. The dude was on his boat. What was he doing? Whittling some wood. I don't know what he was doing, but he was living it up in Mexico. So in order to buy property over there, you got to be a Mexican citizen. I'm telling the people, if your parents were born in Mexico like mine, and you're first generation Mexican American, and you're not doing this, you're doing yourself and your generations a huge disfavor. Machete says, tell it like it is. I'm always try to, my boy. Gracias. I appreciate you. Because some people They're scared to say it like it is, or they're scared what other people think, or this group, or I have to agree with them and all that. And that's all bullshit. At the end of the day, you're going to live your life with nothing but regrets. I should have had backbone. I should have spoke up. A lot of the raza, we don't speak up. We don't even ask for a raise on the job a lot of the time, when we should be on the higher pay scale of what the job description of the job pays, the pay range. And we just don't ask. We rather just stay quiet. And that's not how when I talk to the raza. A lot of the raza think I've always been just giving orders or been outspoken. And no, it's not that. I'm more of an introvert. I just know there's certain roles I got to do here. I got to be in front of a microphone, so I have to talk. I'm really an introvert at heart. I'd rather be just chilling it and watching the highlights on my phone. It is what it is. That's right, Jess, a.k.a. Little Beans in the Casa, shredded like mozzarella Kraft cheese, shredded. I showed the 6 way. I said, hey, 42 years old, the 6, it's a lot more work way than being in your 20s. It's a lot more work. Give me some credit way. I just been drinking $100 pistos. I seen a meme. It was kind of funny. It was, what did it say? It said, if it ain't a claw, it ain't the law. Something like that. I don't know what it said. If it ain't a claw, if it against the law, I don't know. Que pendejadas, man. It's the internet, though. It's funny. Jojo AZ, that's right. I see you, my boy. Estamos acabando ahorita. We did have Chicago, had an Arlivato on there. And then they started throwing straight chingazos head up and face to face. And I said, we can do that on your channel and I'll moderate that shit. No worries. I wanted to catch up on some comments also también before we go. Niner gangs in the casa in the end. Always have as the memories, Mikey. Keep that in your heart, way. Keep that in your heart. You know what it'll make you do if you keep that in your pinche corazón y pecho? Slow shit down. What's more important? I have 3 shows on YouTube. I wish I could have them every single day, and maybe it will. I'm working on a plan where I could retire early. And then I take Chicano Tube to the next level, and then we have more time to do everything, period. But in the end, that's all you got. And I told that story on my last live, so I'm going to go ahead and post that last live, you guys. It's Friday's live. And what is it? 10-6. I'll put the 10-6 live up, and then I'll go ahead and share this one. So you guys are listening on the replay. I appreciate you guys. Sometimes se me olvida que you guys are hearing me on your headphones and not seeing my máscara right here in Chicano headquarters, right here on YouTube. I appreciate you. Machete says, Dios, familia, cultura. That's right. I know, but it sounds funny, que no? It kind of sounds funny. Gasman says, anarchism is the only way. It's the only way to rebel against systems in place. So anarchism, you could say, is one of those spur elements that kicks someone into a revolution. It kicks someone into rebellion. Anarchism, as far as a whole way of living, that means everything is well, then there wouldn't be order. Then we wouldn't give a shit about law and order. And we do got to give some shit about that because it's law and order way. If not, it'd be only the strong survive. And if it's only the strong survive, then everyone is strapped up, I guess. See you on the next one. That's right, Gas Mask, my boy. Gnarly Vato, he's still in here. That's right. I appreciate you, Gnarly Vato. That's right. Chicago Dumb's in here. That's right. Spider-Man. Y'all been Mikey was already driving. Bis saludos. That's right, man. I appreciate you, Spider-Man. I'll see you, my boy. I'll be going back out there before the winter comes one more time. Ahí te echo un mensaje. Ahí te echo un cable, güey. Like last time, way. Mikey, your show is starting to be one of the top shows anymore. Some about this from now. A little bit of everything, right? I open it up. I'm always going to try to do these Sunday lives no matter what. Okay. Ain't getting starstruck or how many numbers or anything that we get. These open lives, I think the people like. See different characters, different point of views. I'm just going to get quicker as it grows and grows and grows to chop motherfuckers off and cut their videos and cut their audio because I'm not just trying to have a circus either. I'm really trying to have a professional production. Niner Gang says, that's right. Great advice, Mikey. I see you, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. We're past 10 o'clock, but as long as the comments keep coming, I guess I'm going to answer them. I'm rushing out right here. I'm American. He says, I'm American. I'm American too. Wait, I don't know if I'm American as apple pie, okay? Because I went to school with a lot of güeros, actually, that had green eyes and blue eyes and blonde hair because why? Because well, ni modo way. I'm in California. I'm in one of those rodeo cowboy towns right by the ocean. That's Salinas. If you didn't know, it's a cowboy town. Why? Well, look at the logo. The logo on the city has a pair of cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, or you can call it a sombrero. It's probably even like a 5-gallon hat. It's a big one. But we're on the PBR circuit, and not a lot of towns are on the PBR circuit. But that's us. We're like nothing but Marlboro, man. Aquí a la chingada, ¿verdad? Todos los güeros. That's right, Vance. Totally. That's right, Tally. I see you, my boy. HCB, advancement in technology is what drives us forward. Those who know more about nature always win, always end up on the cutting edge of a lot of things. When it comes to nature, here's another thing that a lot of people don't want to hear and talk about is, have you ever noticed in the medical system that every time that you have something wrong with your body, they always have an answer with the pastilla. A pastilla. Now, not all pastillas, pills, are unnatural. I understand. But a lot of them are. A lot of them are just chemicals condensed inside something because you came out that you had, instead of trying to treat it in a natural way, like I think the biggest vitamin all of our bodies are deficient in is D3. I keep saying that. I keep telling especially the men who have low energy or don't understand why their body doesn't produce enough testosterone. Is D3 your body is lacking in? That's the driver for testosterone on having energy. But it's hard when you don't have any kind of a diet, when you just are all unhinged and I just eat anything I see and it's all restaurants and it's all on the streets. When in a lot of other countries, a lot of the foods that they sell here in the United States are banned. Did you know that? Or you didn't know that? In a lot of other countries, a lot of the food that we have every single day at our disposal, commercials on TV cramming it down our throats to eat this, eat this, eat this, are banned in other countries. I wonder why. Why? Because they see the garbage in there. And why? Because most of us, to take the easy way out, or maybe we're just flavor driven, right? It's just all taste buds for us, eating a lot of chemicals. Let's just keep that real. And then exercising is a whole nother thing that, again, a lot of people are like, se agüitan, and then, is he talking about this and that? I'm talking about in general, what's best for our health, our pinche health, gente. So you can live a long, fruitful life. If one day you want to have a family for children, if not for your immediate brothers, sisters, and mothers, and is to go ahead and just learn the discipline. Learn the discipline. It's hard. It's hard when you don't have any discipline. We shoot off at the mouth and we do this, and we're just uncontrollable in a lot of places. And the diet is also another one that it shows. I just take a multivitamin, some D3. I hit weights twice a week. I'm barely going to start going back to the boxing gym next month. The only reason I couldn't go is these arms, for like this arm right now is like peeling a la chingada. It's like peeling bad. Can you see it? It's peeling. Oh, there you go. See? Shit. And so imagine the whole arm right now feels like a scab. So me caí, like I fell down a mountain. And it's all on blood, right? It's all like that, right? It's all blood, right? And then it's like one piece of scab and it just moves. It's a trip. I never thought I'd be in my 40s doing this shit, man. Never. But to each his own. You know what I mean? I guess some people are trying to get in it and look cool. And I guess I'm at the point of my life where I'm the opposite. Here it is. Gio M408. That's right, Gio. I see you, my boy. He says, preach. Let's just keep that thing 1,000. Especially when I see gente on YouTube spreading poison, man. Glorifying shit that shouldn't be glorified. Talking about shit that's just going to lead the youngsters to think that that's the life I should lead. Let's just keep that real, that our OG is going to tell the youngsters how to not step on the street, not to step on the street. Let's keep that 1,000. It's a whole different class. I don't know what's going on out there right now, but that is what it is. I respect the streets. I'm in there. I'm in the neighborhood every single day. Now I'm just selling houses to the people. Now I'm selling their houses or helping them buy houses there. Salinas is now about 70, maybe percent. The demographic is Mexican. And you can say Mexican, Mexican American, same thing, whether they're first generation or they're migrants. That's about 70% is Salinas. And I'll say 15, 18% is going to be Caucasian. And the rest of them are going to mix others because that just is what it is. We're on the corrida. We're one of these farm working towns on the corrida from Yuma to us. It doesn't go more north than Salinas. It can go more north. I mean, there's Gilroy, of course, the garlic capital. They're right on top of us. And there's other places that still have major product all around us. But as far as where the farm workers go, where they plant themselves and then boom, and they head back down and follow the weather, right? Because the corrida is going to start in November over there about where the wifey's at. So anyways, Trump. Someone's asking about Trump. What are they saying about Trump? He's saying, where's Trump? Well, Trump's getting indicted. He's not getting impeached anymore, but at least there's 4 indictments, 2 impeachments, and it's a trip, man. I'm always going to let you know about Uncle Trump, on how he was the boxing godfather, billionaire, right? Hotel billionaire. Photos with Don King and Mike Tyson all day long. Hosted all those mega fights in the 80s with Bobby and Whitney and this and that, and no one had a problem until he said, I'm going to be a politician. What? You can't be a politician. Why? Because we have a system in place, and we want things to continue going the way they're going, and if you come in, it'll disrupt it. And he said, you might not like this, but he said, you know what? Fuck that. He really didn't need the spotlight, but he said, I'm going to do something for the people. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, shit, we got some more money in our pockets. He wants a 47,000-page tax code to get reduced and simplified. Some people didn't even know the tax code was like 47,000 pages, making a lot of independent contractors and businessmen can't even get their license. They can't even go through the red tape enough to do something big or bigger and make a move because the tax code is 47,000. Now, someone can fact check me. I'm not saying I'm 1,000 on this. I mean, I'm 100 on this. I thought I heard 47, but then the 100 or the 1,000 is the one that kind of, skips me a little bit. So I'll own it when I know it. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% on it, man. Jess says, this is a fact. We're talking about health. That's right, man. That's right. Hey, I mean, what's the average life expectancy now? It seems like the average life expectancy for the males is shorter than the females. And then on top of that, we're in a country where most of the shit is padded. Most of the food that we eat is padded with preservatives, padded with artificial shit and flavors. And this is the food that we have to have every day, every week, every month. You don't think that's going to take a toll? And you start hearing about people with strokes in their 40s. Why are they having strokes in their 40s? Why? It's too young. Why? I amateur boxed for 10 years. And in that 10 years of boxing, I started at 30 years old, gente. I started boxing at 30 years old. And I was in this, once, it was like about a year into it, once I started sparring and said, you know what, I'm going to start taking fights, because I was just doing what the other fellows were doing, but they're 17, they're 20, they're 19, they're 21, they're 23. And so, I knew that we had that same weight class, 16 years to 35 years. I was going to have to box like these youngsters for like 5 years. And I knew I had to go way harder than them. They wake up in the morning and eat McDonald's for breakfast and still have a six-pack. Their metabolism is constantly burning. And here I am at 30 years old. I'm not saying I'm even middle-aged. No. I'm not even saying I'm past my prime even now, because I believe prime is a mental thing. I'm 42 years old. But I started amateur boxing at 30. That constant dieting of just eating only oatmeal or ground turkey or eggs. I mean, un chingo de eggs and sausages and that high protein. It could be high protein and high fat diet because the fat, don't worry, you're going to burn it off. But it's an overhydration diet. You have to drink about a gallon or more. A gallon or more of water. Why? Because when it's time for the weight cut, most of that 12 pounds that you're losing, 15 pounds, which is crazy that in 2 days I would lose 12 to 15 pounds. Most of it is water weight because you're overhydrating. So it's crazy. So it got so easy to me that Monday through Friday it's on. And then Saturday, Sunday, I just try to eat whatever's out there. That's right. Telly Savalas in the casa. Mikey, what does de peluche mean? Well, that's like, it's like como mis pinche perros, way. Well, Niner. Okay, Niner had straight hair. My wife bought Niner. They're golden doodles. The second one. He had straight hair until he went through puberty. And if you see him with straight hair, we let it grow long where he looked like a pinche bear, right? Like one of those, IG fucking funny pet videos where there's a video. It's not on my page. It's probably on my wife's page where I'm carrying del cabron and he looks like a big old fucking straight hair bear. And then he went through puberty and then his hair started curling and now he looks how he should look, right? But that's peluche. Or I even have a teddy bear poodle, Bruno. He's like 12, 14 pounds, something like that. The wifey bought him from Sacramento. On his birth certificate, it says red teddy bear poodle. That's peluche. They're talking about Trump in the comment section. That's right. Foom 209's in the casa. That's one of my members right there. What's good? Mikey is here. It's Sunday night, cabron. We're just going over. I had Chicago. I had Gnarly on a little bit. We're just talking about a little bit of everything. What affects the gente, the raza. Getting ready for Dia de Muertos coming up. I'm going to do a live on Dia de Muertos. Going to be Thursday, November 2nd. So tap into that one, cabron. It's going to be a good one. And do me a favor, you guys, subscribe over to that channel, Foom 209. He got the channel. So go ahead and hit that avatar over there and take a peep down there. It's good shit. I guarantee you that. Yes, high protein diet with at least 2 gallons of water. Yeah, so a gallon of water. Well, that was when I was boxing weight. I'm probably drinking half now. I got to keep it real. I'm probably drinking half because I don't take I used to have the blue gallon, but now I don't have that. Now I have the cups. So I know that's half a gallon is going to be like 3 or 4 of these. I mean, I actually think the coaches probably just copy and pasted a amateur boxer's diet and gave me a printout of it. And I got so used to eating it. I ate it so naturally. And then my wife's like a keto queen. And my wife she has so many gifts. Even the kitchen, she has another gift in the kitchen where I'm like, we should just do a cookbook because these creations that you're coming out with could help the people because they're not knowing that they could eat variety. Like, so she's on 100% keto diet. Ketosis. I'm not even claiming to know what ketosis is, what it does to your body, none of that, because I don't want the men. Actually, I don't recommend the men do keto diets 100% because what I've come to find out is that those keto diets for the ladies is for their shape, and they're just thinking 100% their shape. Us for the men, what that's going to do is going to cause us to lose muscle and burn muscle. And for the men, no way, no how am I ever going to recommend you lose the muscles in your body. Nope, that's not going to happen. So go for a high protein and fat diet. If you work. Now, if you don't work, like say you're one of those things where you work at home, you're self-employed, or you just don't work out at all, then you might not want to put that much fat in your body because you're not burning it. Then go for a medium to low fat, but high protein for the men. For the women, I say keto. Keto, Dana White, go to Dana White's Pinchy IG. About 2 or 3 months ago, Dana White posted a fucking photo of him completely shredded. The dude, Gary Brecka. This is this now world-renowned nutritionist that's taking the world by storm. His name is Gary Brecka. He became viral for being one of these pinchy specialists that can estimate how much life you have left to live according to your blood work, maybe urine, hair follicle, diet, all of the information he could get as possible is what he predicted how much life you would live. And he was nearly accurate, is why he was called the guru. Gary Brecka, this nutritionist, right? And so Dana White was just, let's just keep it real. He was eating everything under the sun. He had no diet. He's the president of the UFC. This thing that he's 30 years old now. This year, I think is 30 years old. This year, multi-billion-dollar, merging with bought out WWE, merging with this, eating up other small leagues, etc. That dude Gary Brecka put Dana White on a 10-week strict keto diet. Why? Because he wasn't thinking about muscle at that point. He's thinking he needs discipline. He needs to control esa pinche hambre that controls a lot of us. That's the thing with a lot of us that just drink coffee in the morning. We just drink coffee in the morning, and then we wonder why around lunchtime or something else we want to eat a horse. And we say, oh, yeah, I had coffee for breakfast. That's not a breakfast. That's like a liquid, okay? That's why a lot of people I'm saying they cheat and fall off diets and have yo-yo diets. Gary Brecka, this dude, I started following him. Brecka. He put Dana White on a 10-week. And of course, he has a Dana White has a Fuck It Friday where it's always a gourmet chef makes this crazy fucking food that it's just amazing, right? Like macaroni and cheese pizza or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just extremely tasty food that's very just however it is what it is. Very tasty. He still eats that, but because most of his diet now is strict, he could reward himself with those things. He went through that, and now look at him. He's all shredded out a la chingada. This guy looks like he could be a small guy in the NFL. Not too big. Telly Zavala says, "What's going on with your right arm?" It's just I was doing cover-ups way. I don't know how far I'm gonna go. I was doing cover-ups, you know. You know how you is when you get out there on the boat with the fellas and everyone now has cool tattoos, get Aztec or Mi Familia, and which are great tattoos and shit like that. But how about when you got tattoos back in the 90s that were all thug? And they said murderer, robber, and that's what the forum said, and this and that, and all over the only thing I think someone commented on one of the I put 5 or 6 cover-up session videos, shorts up there. You can go back to the catalog and check them out when it just started with this one, and there was a second shot, and then it was a third piece, and then the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and all this shit. I'm not gonna say I'm too old. I'm middle aged now, but I just don't give a shit about the fancy. I guess some people might, oh yeah, blast the chest and I look like this Roman warrior and Greek warrior. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying I see where they're coming from. It looks clean as fuck. Okay, a plate that looks like this and all this other shit. But I'm 42 years old right now, and I'm past all that. I'm from the generation that shit, man. Most of us wanted to make it out the hood. I think most people are trying to make it in the hood or make it seem like they're reputables in their hood or make it seem like the hood is the fucking cool thing to do. And I say the exact opposite. So I mean, maybe I rub people the wrong way about that. Spider-Man that says, Jess, that's right. 100, 100, 100. G Sierra's in the casa. I appreciate you, amiga. That's one of my day oneers. LA Times just stepped in the building. He says, thank you, 49ers. Cowboys. Okay, I'm not. If I read all that, I might start a guerra. But that's my brother Paul right there. That's my brother Paul, man. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to LA Times. That's the old school avatar también, huh? The old English letters. Que hubo. Man, that's the one I think is going to tickle the most, cabrón. It's the chest. I reached out to If anyone has seen Marvelous, where's Marvelous at? No, he's been so busy, man. He hit me like once. It hit me once or twice back, at least once back on IG. He's just been busy. He's been busy, man. I'm like, I'm gonna have to drive down there, literally, you know. And then when he says, I got time right now, I'm just gonna have to slide in and shit. And be like, do you? I'm trying to get a hold of you. Way. No, it's because I want to get a piece covered up on the chest, right? It's just three big letters, right? And I sent them the dimensions. Marvelous. I think it was like 6 inches wide, and it was gonna be like 12 inches long. But I'm not gonna even start on that. I'm actually gonna do 2 other little pieces on the chest first, and then cover ups. I'm gonna do 2 other little cover ups on the chest, and then, you know, other shit like that. But if it was up to me, I'd just wipe it all black. I wish, okay, abracadabra, and someone said, someone commented on one of those cover up sessions. Damn, it looks like it hurts. I've been through way worse. I'm saying, yeah, it tickles. Why? I never seen 20, 30 needle heads. Just all you gotta do is just get the disposable head and connect it, and these batteries now sound like zzz, like let's go to town. It's different from cutting guitar strings and having these little batteries that I'm not saying they were Walkman. We didn't have Walkmans on the streets, but when we were doing them in garages, it didn't sound that juiced up, I guess. LA Times says, eso. Yeah, that's right. That's right, my boy. Orale, Foom 209. The chat is lit. Man, we're coming up on 10:30. It's like the Wild West. It's funny. Kind of like Tony A, man. Shout out to Tony A. He's doing Club Rhodium. He's going to start doing events, meet and greets. Shout out to him. When he has a guest and they're just talking one-on-one, it's like they don't pay attention to the comments. It's not that we don't want you to comment. We want you to comment as much as you want. We want you to voice your voice, especially because you're gonna vibe with certain channels and you're gonna get in there and boom and settle in and get in the comment section and say what you say. You know what I mean? Do what you do. It's the Wild West. It's not gonna appease everyone. I got thick skin anyways. But other people could be like, "Oh man, it's a war. It ain't a pinchy war like it's happening in Israel. They're going through war. If two people are getting into it in the comment section, digital war, keyboard war, phone war, doesn't even compare to what's happening in Israel. Over 3,000 rockets. Imagine you're right there through the city, just you're doing your thing. Maybe you're out and about on a Saturday or Sunday that are your only days off with your family, and you have your wife and your daughters, or your lover or companion, whatever you want to call it, and your kids or no kids, and all of a sudden rockets start landing. Boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden they start breaking through because they have to have walls. Actually, I think they have 3 walls. I think they have an inner wall, an outer wall, and a third wall. And I think every single wall is more fortified than the next. It's not vice versa, where they put the weakest wall outside around Jerusalem. They put the strongest wall around the interior of Jerusalem, and then the second strongest is double as strong, and then the most fortified wall on the outside. They've been the target for a long time, but people, get picky. I forgot which one it was the artist. It was Kylie Jenner. Was it an artist or she a model? I don't know what she is, right? Kylie Jenner. These are these popular names, right? That she put on her IG story, I support Israel. And here came all the comments from Palestine. Well, duh. I mean, you're a public figure. You're out there on Front Street. You're not open to the internet. You're not open to criticism or susceptible to opinions. You're putting shit out there, and you're very much you're a public figure that probably gets followed around by paparazzi everywhere you go. So if you put I support Israel, and here came all these Palestine comments and Palestine flags, and I understand it, is what I'm saying. I do. No soy pendejo. I understand it. I can name several scenarios where it would be similar and I could relate to. No pain, no gain. That's right. Maestro freezes in the salutations in full striving fashion out the hood. If you can make it, way. If you can make it. See, if you can make it out the hood and no hiciste ninguna chuecuda, right? You didn't rat on anybody. Ain't no one saying they're doing time because of you. No, nothing, especially weirdo shit. No weirdo shit. Then you can go back and hold your head up high and then help the hood. Help the hood. Go like I do, the juvenile hall once a month. Because I know the juvenile hall here has most of the youngsters right here. And then the camp once a month, we still have a camp. So we have both juvenile hall camp, and the camp is where mostly they brought the YA kids down. Go over there and tell them about making it out. Because maybe if they hear the stories, and make sure when we tell the stories, we ain't trying to glorify it. Like you ain't leaning back with a little smile and smirking like, oh yeah, I did this and I did that. That's all bullshit. And then they'll aspire to get out. If not, guess what happens? A cycle, a continuing cycle. And guess what? There's a mom crying. There's a grandma crying. There's a mom and a grandma waiting for the grandbaby. But guess what the grandbaby's doing? He's staring at a cement wall and he thinks he's tough. That's the start of World War III. It's a holy war. I heard a lot of the news outlets are saying 9/11. That was Israel's 9/11. Well, over 3,000 rockets. That's an invasion by air. O sea, 3,000, visualize 3,000 rockets. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know? And some people say the people of God, there's an argument. Are they the people of God now that were in the Gentile era in the New Testament, or are they not the people of God? Well, I'd have to have somewhere in the scripture where God just fully just abandons them in order for me to believe that. I'm more of the perspective that it's twofold coming into one. They were blinded, so they could not see, so we could fulfill the prophecy. So I'm more of that belief. If that doesn't make sense to you, I understand. Some people it rubs them the wrong way. Or some people say, fuck it, religion is just a set of rules to make it to heaven, but God is this, or there is no God, to each his own. However you want to see it, this is how I see it. Damn, Nostradamus predicted in the man that saw tomorrow. That's right, man. There's so many philosophers, right? In the Bible, it talks about Solomon, and then they were mad. They were mad when the Lord said this. He said, and one wiser than Solomon is among you. Again, all this stuff was just to fulfill what the Lord had to do, because they had to menospreciarlo, throw him up there. All the prophecies from Isaiah, Jeremiah, all came through. More toward there are some of them that told about Jesus during the times of Isaiah as well. He was a messianic prophet, they call him as well, but more toward the later books also as well of the Old Testament coming into the New. But some people put videos out there of Israelis and that they todavía, they mock Christians, or they don't believe that. But the book of Corinthians says they were blinded for our sakes. Do people understand that, or don't they understand it? That might be one scripture that people have never heard or don't understand, and that's why it could cause hatred to anyone, not just the Jewish people, but to anyone. But I'm mostly talking about, since the Bible is right, since Jerusalem is considered the Holy Land. I heard that those burial plots right next to is it the Lion's Gate? Is it the Eastern Wall, are worth millions of dollars, because they believe the Lord Jesus, the Messiah, or some of them could not believe the Lord Jesus, but they could just say they believe the Messiah is gonna come through the Eastern Gate, and those closest burial plots in the cemetery there are worth millions and millions of dollars. And a lot of people have been buried there for years because they believe that when the Messiah comes back, they want to be the first ones to go with them. It's very interesting, man. Very interesting. Gnarly Vato says repent. There he goes. Fire and brimstone, huh? Remember when what was his name? John Connor? No, not John Connor. The guy that played on Roseanne. He played the husband, Roseanne's husband on the Roseanne show. Remember? He was an old brother where art that who's preaching the word. And then he ended up just whacking him with the baseball bat or the Bible. Boom! He hit him with the Bible. And then the second dude he hit with the Bible. Boom! And as he was quoting him, he was probably telling him the same, repent, boom, but he's knocking him out. And he was just a con man. That's right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. That's right, GCR. I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias for tapping in, man. I hope you stay blessed. I hope the family is blessed. Have a blessed October. Don't forget to tap in on Dia de Muertos if you can on November 2nd. I don't know the time yet. It's going to be a Thursday, and you're going to see a whole different, it's the altar. It's Mexico. I'm going to bring Mexico to you guys, and the plants and flowers and everything that Mexico has. It's going to be good. It's just a lot of culture. That's what it is. It's going to be a lot of culture. Spider-Man, John Goodman. That's what it was. I said John, right? Ya me dio calor con la cachucha. I said John. So John Goodman. Yeah. And then he hit both of them with the Bible. Boss. And repent. Boss. And he hit them both with the Bible. Here, one of the things that we're going to do on this platform is we're going to make it fucking cool to talk about the word. We're going to give some people that have been maybe backsliding, maybe not even talking about the word anymore with their kids. Just know this, your kids are going to grow up. You're going to regret Later on, I regret that I took a big gap of years that when my kids were born for like the first 4 or 5 years, we used to do circle time with the kids, and they would sit down. And I came out of Bible seminary, but I just started getting caught up and said, you know what, I need to focus on the money side of things in the natural, because that needs to be there before I could do anything spiritual. And then I just got complacent in the money things for a lot of years. I used to have circle time with the kids. I'm gonna make it cool that where you guys are hearing the word from Mikey, because you already know here is the vibe. You're gonna be like, it is cool to talk about Abraham, Moses, and if the friends aren't digging it, they're not the friends. They're not the friends, because your day wonders are going to be your day wonders regardless. They should already be down with you and what you're down with. And if they're not, let it be shown now. Let it be shown now, because you don't need them inside your circle. You don't need them. Keep it real. See you then. That's right. Home girl. That's right. Still driving. Brother from the Bay Area. Man, Spider-Man is coming from the Bay Area, brother. Traveling mercies over to you, carnal. Get home safe. I know you're handling business. That's a real man. That's a man's man. They just call him like that. That's a man's man. Fum 209. That's right. Charlie Zavala, he says, I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven, Mikey. And that ain't up to me way. But to each his own. Everyone has a personal conviction way. Even in the church is one of the most divided things in the United States. It could also the church can also turn into a weapon, where it's your church, my church, this church, that church, and it's only one church. If you believe that, it's only one church. I believe that. But it's one of the most divided things. So it just seems the term divide and conquer is even more true now than it's ever been. Divide and conquer. How can you conquer a people? Divide them. Oh, I don't think we should get the jab. I think we should get the jab. I don't think we should wear the mask. I think we should wear the mask. However it is, we can be at odds. We get controlled. And here's the puppet master. Are you going to obey? Here comes the replay, 2024. I'm going to let you guys go. Let me read some of the last comments. San Ho showing love. That's right, man. That's right. San Ho showing love. Yeah. The 408 showing love. I'm going to tap back in with the familia. Here is a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and share the Friday live, because I had some good things. I'm going to probably post 1 or 2 clips about a little bit of everything, mostly shit that's important to me and you. Some cheese, man, some YouTube shit also in there. And it had some live calls as well. I'll share the Friday one, get that uploaded for you guys. And then I'll upload the Sunday one. And then I'm going to see you on the next one. Sam says, Mikey, do you regret your tattoos? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I regret the tattoos. I regret the tattoos because I came from a time that it was not like designs way. It was not like, oh, koi fish or what if I could just have nothing but angels right here in heaven or Aztec, right? They have, badass Aztec plates and all that stuff, where mostly the tattoos were just gang related. 100%. And they were going to be instigating conflicts every time the shirt was off. And people take off their shirts. And then we had the old ink way. We had Indian ink back then. Indian ink was the ink that would fade into your skin and then it get a tint of a green color. That was the one we used to always buy, like at Michael's Art Supply. The ink is different. So do I regret it? Yeah, I do. If I could do it all over again, it would be all these designs these youngsters are wearing. Get a chest plate, a back plate, and I look like RoboCop with the fucking shins of ink or whatever. To each his own, right? But I didn't get a chance to choose. But you know what? I didn't choose when I was born or the class that I was, raised under. So I just said, I don't got the time for no fancy shit. I'm going to black it all out. And I actually think that Bonkers Inc., she thinks I'm crazy. She thinks like I'm like, like I'm tribal or something like that. Like I'm grabbing 20 or 30 needles and just going to town. And she's like, man, you don't even ask. She told me like this. You don't even ask me for numbing cream. I said, yeah, well, if it was easier for me, I would just black out. But I can't do it abracadabra. And so anyways, I do regret them. 100%, all of them. Richie Loke says, Mikey, Indian niggas are best. Well, how come I've heard from more than one people? These are people that go to these ink festivals way. That was the old school ink, and now there's better ink. So what's the difference? What's the opposite of that, or what are they using more? Because it's dark as hell now. It's like as black as this shirt right now. And I was just thinking that the OGs would do green tattoos. Like I seriously thought they would buy green ink, like, well, not this light, but like Chicano Street. Like that's how I thought, because that's how it all looked. And of course, most of the vetas just had peacocks. And the reason I had this whole arm is because this whole arm was at a puro pinche pelo. It was all hair, all aquanet pinche hair. That's why I had to go all this. You don't remember? You don't remember, huh? What's up, Foom 209, Niner Gang? You still in San Francisco? House slippers? That's right. Hurricane Richie. That's right. Damn it, man. Yeah, just go all black. But again, that's just me. That's just me. But I guess it should serve as a testament, gente, that if you get something later on, just remember, can you peel the shirt? Was it going to bring your family, security, safety? Maybe some other people don't give a shit. They're like, that, this and that, and this and that. It's a trip. It's a trip, because almost, I would say 100% of all the people that were from the class that raised me are telling me I'm doing a good thing and I'm doing the right thing. But that just is what it is. Randy's live after this. I guess that's right, man. Shout out to Randy Jean. Randy Jean, she's nothing but a vibe. What did the peacock stand for? I don't know. It was just a lot of plumas. That was a lot of detail. Just like when you get a lot of people and you have to do their hair like Aquanet. It was just hair wrapping around the thing. It looked cool on the drawings, but when it had to go on the arm, it was like 3 or 4 sessions. I don't have the patience for 8 sessions to do this nice piece and everything like that. Just, you know what? If you can use 2 hands and 2 30 needles, just start going to town. Outline it first and just start going to town. That way I could take my shirt off one day with a beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife and not be having people go like this on the boat. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. It's 10:47, you guys. I'm going to upload the Friday live. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Remember what I always say, the gente, though. Hey, make memories this October. Dia de Muertos live, November 2nd. I don't know the time, but I'll put out the flyer. That's why you got to be subscribed. I'll put it up in the community tab. So there I'll upload it and you'll be able to see the time when I make the flyer for the Dia de Muertos live. I'm going to take you to San Miguel de Allende, full of flowers and colors. And we might have some surprise guests. I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like on your way out if you haven't already done so. It takes a second. All you got to do is hit the X on the chat and then hit the thumbs up. And then you can go back to the chat. And if you're listening on the replay, I appreciate you listening on the replay. You could do the same thing and drop a comment if you appreciate the content. I like feedback from the people. So if you appreciate the content or you have content ideas or you have any comment at all, even if you dislike the channel, you can comment there because it's a free pinche country. We don't muzzle anybody. Nobody gets muzzled. But you guys already know what we do here on Chicano Tube, live from Chicano Tube headquarters on Chicano Street. I'm out, you guys, a Sunday night. But remember what I always say. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.